guys, it is September 15th and it is opening day of bow season here in South Carolina in Game Zone 2. I got a pretty late start today, taking my kids to school first, and then my first spot on public had a truck. My second spot had a truck. So I got fully set up here about 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm a couple hundred yards in, I think about 500 yards or so from my truck. There's a bunch of fresh rubs and fresh grapes all around. And some of the oak trees are already starting to drop some acorns. So I'm going to sit here for probably 2 hours or so, and then head on down and pick up my daughter from school and go to the private piece of land that I have after I get her, and we'll go up in the ladder stand together. On opening day, I like to hunt with my daughters if I can. It's just a way to be consistent and kind of set a tradition. But we'll see how it goes here on public land this morning. Lots of fresh sign, but getting in late, trying to be as quiet as I could. I went a little extra slow, and it's not likely, but at least it's good to finally get up here and sit again. So I'm gonna do a couple grunts and see how it goes. The turkeys are going crazy about, I don't know, 200 yards, 100 yards that way. So we'll see how it goes. Well, I'm pretty sure he just winded me because he was right around by 4 or 5 o'clock, somewhere in there, making a rub. And it sounded like he was walking towards my 6. Right now the wind is pretty much at like 12 o'clock in my face. So that's not good. I really thought they'd be funneling down here in front of me, but I guess he took the high road with the wind advantage. All right, just got out of the woods of the first official sit for 2025. Pretty much a bust, but I did hear a buck doing a rub on a tree about 50 to 80 yards, somewhere in there as my guess. I couldn't see him, there's too much foliage on the trees, but I definitely know there's bucks in there. There's rubs and scrapes all over the place. And then walking out, I saw a super fresh rub that was still just weeping of sap. So there's definitely bucks in there. I was just sitting in the wrong spot, or the buck just tried to get around me for the wind. The wind was in my face the whole time, and I heard him rubbing around my 5 o'clock, and it sounded like he walked around to my 6 o'clock, but with so much foliage, I couldn't see even more than about 30 or 40 yards. But definitely a good spot with lots of, it looks like lots of buck sign, so that's a good sign. But there's really nowhere to prevent from getting winded. Everywhere there in this spot, the deer can circle you. They can go wide and circle you. So it's going to be kind of tricky. I definitely need to make sure I'm, looking for those thermals in the morning, kind of like this morning. But he winded me around, it was around 10:45 or so when he came through. So something to pay attention to. I'm keeping my notes for this year's hunting in my phone again, just like I did the last couple years. So I put some notes in there as when he came around, when I think I got busted, even though he never blew at me or I never heard him run off. But I'm pretty sure he busted me. But so it's about 12:15 right now. Time for me to head back, go pick up my daughter from school, and then go get in this ladder stand on private land for me and my daughter to have our first sit on the opening day over a feeder that I have out there. It seems like deer show up pretty regularly, so I'm hoping I can get a decent doe come through. And this will be my first time for my daughter getting a deer, or seeing me get a deer in person, if it happens tonight. All right, well, the first sit of the season is now down, so I'm gonna go get my daughter and get ready for this evening sit. All right, it is part 2 of opening day. evening hunt with my daughter. I'm excited. I was so excited that I left my camera bag in the truck. So I don't have any spare batteries and I don't have my main camera. I just have my one GoPro and a new 360 camera that I'm going to be trying out this season. But I don't have my main camera and I don't have a tripod. So we'll see how tonight goes. I think we're both really excited. We do have a little corn pile down here already with, you can see my little feeder there. So hopefully for opening day we can go ahead and get a deer. And this will be your first time with me when I get a deer. That's exciting, right?
Because I never see the deer.
You've never seen a deer? Yep.
I will see the deer's head.
You've only seen the body afterwards. You've never seen a deer get shot. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and wait for the deer and try and be quiet, okay? Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Hey guys, it is Sunday, September 21st, and I am back on private land. We had a really good cold front. Well, for South Carolina, a cold front came in last night and dropped the temperature another 5 degrees or so, so it was high 50s, really low 60s by the time I got up here. And a little bit of rain came in last night too, so really good opportunity for some movement. I had made a big plan to go chase that buck that I heard making a rub on public land on opening day, but when I was talking with my buddy about it, I had completely forgotten that public land does not allow Sunday hunting until gun season, so that's a bummer. But I guess it is what it is. So I'm out here on private land, in the same spot I've got, hoping to get a doe or maybe a buck comes through, but more likely a doe. We'll see how it goes. All right, it's about 8:30. I've not had any deer come through. This spot normally doesn't get much deer activity at all in the morning. All in the last week, between 7:30 and 9, I would say I've seen, I think, 2 or 3 deer on different days. So I'm still kind of hopeful, but not feeling very optimistic at the moment. arrows came out, and I took a shot on the biggest one. I got clean pass through. Looked like the shot felt like it was going to be double lungs. Like, it felt perfect when I hit the release. And I don't know, maybe it was a little bit back, but she didn't go down that quickly. It's been probably 8 minutes since I took the shot, and I don't see her anymore, so maybe she's down. But she was behind a tree just standing there for a while. So I went ahead and knocked another arrow to see if I can, put another one in her, but I don't know. The other two deer are close by. The youngest one is still 20 yards away right now, just eating some browse. As soon as they get away, then I'll make my way down there and see if I see her, or if I can see her at all. Before that one leaves, then I'll take another shot, try and put another shot in her, but I hope she went down quickly. I hope she went down quickly. Alright, there's no ones left. They went the same way she went, which is right over there. I never saw the one that I shot again, so let me get down, take a look at the arrow, and see if I see good blood. I know for a fact I can follow about 20 or 30 yards of where she went. In one spot she stood at for a long time. If I can go there and see if there's any real blood coming out, that's a good sign. Otherwise I might have to give it a couple hours. So, alright, I'll go ahead and pack up. Well guys, she was moving super slow, and I saw her about 35 to 45 yards, somewhere in there. I don't have my rangefinder with me, but about 35 to 45 yards, and the shot was definitely back. Now it's about 25 or so minutes after I shot. I saw the arrow. The arrow had a little bit of blood on it, but also some guts. So I decided just to go ahead and back out, and I'm gonna head home and come back with my dog in about, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours or so. See if I can find her. Hopefully by that point she's passed, and hopefully it's not too painful for her. Definitely not happy with my shot. Well, I felt good about the shot. I just not happy with the result. I guess I should have taken an extra second or so, really made sure I was in the right spot, or I mean, I don't know, maybe she moved slightly as I went to shoot. I couldn't tell if she was walking. I'll take a look back at the footage from the video and see if maybe she took a step or was taking a step as I shot. But yeah, not super happy with that. As I was packing up, the other two that were with her, they ended up coming back around and bedding down about 5 yards from the tree that I was in. So I had to bump them and spook them just to get them away. Yeah, just bedded down 5 yards from the tree. So I'm gonna head back home, give her a couple hours, and head back out here with my dog in a little bit. I'll see y'all later. All right, it's been about 5 hours now. So I had a chance to look at the footage. I saw why I shot back, or one of the reasons I shot back. The deer was turned and had its left side that I shot at bent.
Why is the dog running away so much?
Thor's running away because he likes to run away. I did go get the dog.
Can I catch up?
So I got Thor, yep.
Good.
No, actually, let's be quiet because you're going to start walking loud. She might still be alive, and I want to see if she is, then put another arrow in her. I also brought my daughter out who came hunting with me on opening day.
Umbrella.
Yeah, there's an umbrella on the ground. Someone threw some trash out here. All right, Kita, I'm gonna go over here super quietly, okay? Because she was down over there.
You went down over there?
Yeah, she was standing here and she ran down that way and went over there.
Oh, that's right there. Why is it getting so loud?
Thor's always loud. I'm trying to see what's the easiest way to get down there. Actually, the way we were going was probably easier.
I think I'm getting hot.
Oh, shoot. I just saw her get up and run. You're making too much noise. Well, I guess 4.5 hours was not enough. As soon as we got within about 50 yards between the footsteps of, well, some of us and the non-stop talking, the deer heard us pretty quickly and she bolted, made a run for it, so I pushed her. So we're immediately backing out again. She was running kind of weak, but still running. Thor, come here. Thor, come. She was running pretty good, but I didn't see any blood where she was bedding down. But I'll come back out here in a couple more hours and see if we can find her with just me and Thor. And we'll try and be super quiet and stealthy to get in there. But it's a real bummer. I thought she would have been dead by now. Unfortunately not. And this is the first deer I've bumped while tracking after a bad shot. So although it sucks, I guess it's good learning experiences for me. All right, I have walked every piece of this property in the direction that she was going, and I can't find her at all. There's a bunch of deer trails that continue on to the neighboring property, and that's what I'm thinking happened. She got bumped and she ran over there and just kept going as far as she could. I mean, neither me or my dog, again, not a trained tracker, but still, he's 3 for 3 so far, so that's pretty good. I guess this would be 3 for 4 since we're not able to find this doe, but I think it's just because she went onto another piece of property. And in South Carolina, you cannot go onto another person's property for retrieval without permission. And I do not know the other property owners. I've looked them up and there is no number that I can see or find, so no way to contact them. Really a bummer, but you know, I guess it is what it is when it comes to bow hunting. This is a good lesson for me of what to really pay more attention to when I'm getting ready to take a shot. I think what it was, when I looked back at the footage, it looked like her body was kind of in the shape of a C, with the opening of a C towards me. So her spine was kind of bent. So when I put it just behind her shoulder, her front shoulder, because her body was curved, it actually went farther back than I thought. I think I was aiming about probably 4 inches to the right of the shoulder. So it would have been double lungs if she was purely broadside, which I thought she was. Yeah, man, it's just a big bummer. It's the first deer I lost bow hunting. I had 2 gun hunting that I lost. That was in 2022, I think it was 2022. Maybe it was 2023 season. I don't remember now, but that was a couple years ago. And it was actually two on the same day. I shot 2 deer within about 6 seconds. They were only about 25, 30 yards away with my rifle, and couldn't find any blood, couldn't find any guts or anything, no smells, nothing. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Ended up taking my gun to the range and just verifying the scope. Well, I verified that my scope was off because I could not hit a 2 foot by 2 foot target at 20 yards. So somehow I had bumped my scope really badly and really messed it up. So I think I just completely whiffed and missed them with the rifle. But this is the first one that I've injured and have not been able to find. I did take a second shot, which when I got down to where the arrow was and I looked back to where I was standing on my platform with my saddle, I realized it was a pretty stupid shot. There was so much foliage and small limbs in the way that I couldn't even see, and the arrow just bounced between them all and landed like, it looked like it landed about 5 to 8 feet in front of her. Didn't even faze her at the time, but really the big problem is the fact that I came in too early and bumped her. I knew where she was bedded. She was only bedded like 30 yards away from where I shot her, and it was on my property that I have access to, and a great easy location for me to get to, and I was impatient and rushed it. So I learned that lesson. It's funny, I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube with hunters, and every time they go in too early and bump a deer on a questionable shot, I always sat there and thought to myself, man, it's so easy. Just wait an extra couple hours. Just wait an extra couple hours. And it's easy on, I guess, when you're sitting on the couch, but I guess I just was too impatient and was like, I just want to get out here and see where she is. First deer of the season, it would have been. So I guess just my excitement and impatience got the better of me. But I just got back down here to the property line where I left the sled tied up so I could see the green rope. Gonna grab the sled and go home. It's been a tough first week of the season. So we'll see when I get some more time off and get out here. I really want to get into public land and go chase that buck that I know was making a rub that first day, opening day, September 15th. That was Monday, so 6 days ago. I really want to get back on public land and go there. That was my plan today. Ultimately, I messed that up, not looking at the regulations close enough. And thankfully, my buddy Joe, he saved my butt from getting a big ticket. So that is whiz. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, and catch you guys next time. Thanks.